What's up, everyone? I'm Coach D. Hey, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my page as we're trying to get to 100K before Inauguration Day. So the usual Republicans were up on Capitol Hill, displaying their ignorance and putting on more political theater at the expense of the American taxpayer, of course. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene yelling at the director of FEMA about something she's responsible for.
But this is a whole list of cities, states, and NGOs that received millions and millions of dollars from FEMA, and this was to house illegal aliens, not Americans, who, by the way, all that money right there, that comes from Americans' bank accounts when they write their checks to pay their taxes. Do you think it's acceptable for billions of American taxpayer dollars to be spent on housing people invading our country, but yet Americans in North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida are still homeless and have yet to fully receive support?
Congresswoman, we have been directed.
Is that equitable?
We have been directed by Congress to administer the Shelter and Services Program. If Congress chooses to change that direction, we will follow that law.
Congress is changing that direction, absolutely. We're going to put American citizens first, not migrants, because we don't believe that's equitable. You see, the situation, housing illegal aliens while Americans suffer with Americans' taxpayer dollars, that's not equitable. As a matter of fact, that's the biggest failure that could be ever done to the American people. It's such a failure, it should be treason.
So when she says, we follow the direction of Congress, she's talking about you, Marge. You're Congress. If you have a problem with what your body is doing, maybe spend more time working with them to change it rather than running around the country with your mister spreading lies. And I love how Ms. Criswell says, if Congress changes the directive, we will follow it. And Marge is like, oh, we're going to change it because blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's treason. She has no idea what treason is, and it's obvious. But here's Jared Moskowitz cleaning it up and basically telling us that he's talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene without telling us he's talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I do want to say one more thing, because I think it's tremendously important for my colleagues across the aisle and my Democratic colleagues. It is so important that we don't allow FEMA to become politicized and that we don't allow disaster aid to become politicized. Laser beams do not start fires in California. We cannot guide where hurricanes go. And you know what? You know who's amplifying that stuff? Foreign accounts. Other countries are amplifying that stuff on social media to divide us, to divide Democrats and Republicans. They want us fighting over disaster aid because it helps their goal. We can't participate in that. We shouldn't amplify that.
And this cannot be stated more strongly. Foreign countries are making accounts and perpetuating lies on social media, in chat rooms, and etc. It's expected that your drunk uncle on Facebook is going to fall for it and repost this crap. It's also expected that the guy you went to high school with, who spent most of history class sniffing dry erase pens, is also going to repost it on Facebook. What isn't expected is that our elected officials would be repeating this crap on Capitol Hill. But unfortunately, we've elected people with the same IQ as your drunk uncle and dry erase pen sniffers to Congress, and those members, Marjorie Taylor Greene, end up on committees where they get to make America the laughing stock of the world. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.